So the Shulchan Aruch, the book of laws of Judaism, foundation of our laws, is a machloket. There's a debate of whether you're allowed to pray in a place where you can see the women. Not stand next to them, not pray next to them, but actually even see them. Because there's one strong opinion, there's supposed to be a complete wall where you can't even see the women, can't see the men can't see the women. And there's another strong opinion that, you know what, you could, for the purpose of camaraderie, you could see, the face of each other, there's more unity. Fine. So obviously, if there's a debate of whether it's even allowed to be in a place, to pray in a place where the men see the women or not, obviously, it's a kal v'chomer. It's, needless to say that you're not allowed to pray in a place where there's no mechitza. And it's even more needless to say that you're not allowed to pray in a place where it counts the women as part of the minyan, when the Torah specifically states they're not part of a minyan. Now, why are they not part of a minyan? Because women are not obligated to pray. Men are obligated to pray 3 times a day. Women, once a day. They're obligated once a day. Which one? Whichever one they want. Why only one? Number one, as we said, women are naturally spiritual. They have less responsibility when it comes to that part of the of spirituality. But the reason why is because a woman in the Torah is called several names. One of them is Bait. Bait means house. Not because everyone's American and they're 500 pounds, but rather because a woman is responsible for the house. They're responsible for building a kosher home, a holy home. To have righteous kids like this that come to a lecture at 11 o'clock at night. That's what you're responsible for. You're responsible for having your kids interested in Torah. You're responsible for making sure that when the husband comes home from a long day of work and a few hours of studying Torah, he has something to look forward to. You're responsible for the holiness of the home. But that also means that you have a full-time job. It's even more difficult than a construction company. It's even more difficult than the husband's job. Why? Because your job never ends. His job ends at some point. He wakes up at whatever time he wakes up. He goes to Beit Knesset, hopefully. He goes to work. He works from 9 to 5. Maybe if he has his own business, he finishes at 8 o'clock. He comes home at 8 o'clock. Hopefully he learns. If he doesn't learn, he's probably watching a basketball game of some other nonsense. He goes to sleep. And that's it. He's finished. Manual labor is over. A woman, on the other hand, especially in the early years when they have kids, it's never over. Why? You have to feed the kid nonstop. You have to change him. And then also, most babies don't have a normal schedule. They wake up at 1 o'clock in the morning, at 2 o'clock in the morning, at 2:15, at 2:30, at 2:45, at 2:46, at 2:47, at 3:02. They don't stop waking up. And in most cases, the husband is still snoring. Not all the time. Sometimes the husband contributes, like I try to once in a blue moon. But the point is that the wife is really responsible for this. Then when the kid grows up, most husbands don't know what grade even their kids are in. Because they're busy in their own world. They're trying to manage the stress of the working world. Kid tells me, hey, look, I have homework, Abba. Okay, so go to Ima. Do me a favor with the homework. Most fathers are not. They don't know anything. They don't know how to deal with that stuff. They're too busy. They're too tired. They're too this. So this is the responsibility of the mom. It's a non-stop job. How are you going to pray 3 times a day? How could Hashem put an obligation on you to pray 3 times a day and do tefillin, and then go learn Torah for a few hours a day, and do all of these things on top of a 24 hours a day job? That's not a fair Torah. So Hashem says, no, she's not obligated to do these things. Why is this important? Because if there's a mitzvah that you're doing out of will but not obligation, it changes the level of the mitzvah. Meaning, if I'm obligated to pray every day, then that means that I can be a chazan and pray on your behalf. Because since I'm obligated for myself, I can also take you out of an obligation. Shomea ke'oneh. When you have a cantor, we have a chazan, and he says a blessing and you say amen, when you say amen, it's the same or even more as if you did the blessing. Why? Because just like the one that hears and responds is the same thing as the one that said it, or even more so in some opinions. But nonetheless, the reason why you say amen to my blessing is because I'm also obligated to do the blessing. So since I'm obligated to take myself out of the responsibility of the obligation of doing it, then I can also do it for you. But if I'm not obligated in this mitzvah, then I can't do it for you. Because I can't do the blessing unless I'm obligated. So if I'm not obligated and I'm just doing it for someone else, that means that at one point I'm actually violating one of the 10 commandments. I'm using Hashem's name in vain, since I'm just saying His name without taking myself out of an obligation. So a woman is not obligated to pray 3 times a day. Therefore, she cannot be the chazan. Therefore, she cannot be part of a minyan, because you're not obligated to be part of a minyan. You're not obligated to be a chazan. You're not obligated to pray at all, other than the one time that you can pick it any time that you want.
How about them?
Tefillin? Tefillin they're not obligated to do. In past generations, some righteous women did it. For example, the wife of Rabbi Meir Baranes, Bruria. Bruria wanted to be and became one of the sages. One of the sages in the Torah, that she dedicated her life to learning Torah. And she actually became even smarter than many of the sages, the male sages. And she laid tefillin. But Bruria was an exceptional case. There are some other women in history that have done it also, but according to all major opinions in today's generation, the Gedolei Ador, you're not really going to find someone like Bruria in our generation. And usually the women that are laying tefillin in our generation are doing it for vanity reasons. They're not doing it for Hashem. They're doing it for feministic reasons. They're doing it for the wrong reason, is in so many words. And this is why you have hideous, horrendous, wicked groups like Women of the Wall that go to the Western Wall in mini skirts and tank tops wearing tefillin. You don't even know how to dress and you want to wear tefillin, you want an extra punishment? So not only you don't know how to be modest, not only you don't know how to act like a human being, but on top of it, you want to put Hashem's name on top to show everyone?
That's to provoke, right?
Right, it's to provoke people. So that's the reality of it.
So that's
if a woman is already gotten to such a high level.
So that's a pashano.
Pashano, Chazak Ubarach. Yes, that's Pashano. Chazak Ubarach. If a woman is already excelling, like she's amazing at all of the mitzvot that she's responsible for. She's amazing at shlom bayit, she's amazing at modesty, she's amazing at prayer, she's amazing at helping her husband in any way that he can with his Torah learning, with his sanity, with his anything that's necessary. She's already doing every mitzvah that she has, and she still has spare time somehow, and she wants to go put tefillin. By all means, you're allowed. But find me one woman like this. Until you know how to do your job at the best possible level, you're not allowed to take another job.
Right. Anywhere.
In anything. If you go and you work for, you work for UPS. And tell you, listen, we have 2 job openings. One is a manager and one is, a vice president. Okay, I'll take both of them. You need to take both of them. Pick one, because we like you and I give you one of the jobs. They both pay the same. But you can't have both jobs. Why not? Because first you have to finish one job, then we'll start talking about another job. Let's see what you do with one job first. You can't have 2 jobs. So that's what happens when someone creates their own laws. When someone is not really genuine. And they say that a pashanu, like these women of the wall, like the Reform, like the Conservative, like all of these people that are just creating laws out of thin air with no foundation in Torah, that's why the Rambam has a specific saying for them, calling them Naval Birshut Torah, which is a degenerate with the name of the Torah, using the name of the Torah, because they are literally taking the Torah and treating it like a newspaper, where they could just edit whatever they want.